Hey, Whiskey Fans, I'm Chris.
And I'm Kara.
Kara, what do we have today?
Today we have Backbone Bourbon Uncut. This is a Justin's House of Bourbon pack.
Yeah, cool.
Comes in at 58.7%.
And it's 8 years old.
8-year-old MGP.
Yeah, you can't beat that for $79.99. Look at the color, though. Look at that.
Well, I'm talking so fast because I'm really excited. Because if I talk faster, maybe we drink faster.
You like that Micro Machines guy.
A little bit.
Can never understand him. All right, we're getting into it.
It's really dark nose, but I'm having trouble
hold on.
pulling certain things. Go ahead, see if
I
you
stuck
can.
my honker in too far. Like, okay, when you're making a caramel corn, you know how something is, it's got like that sweetness of like you burnt it a little too long.
But I'm also getting
brown
like a
sugar
red
and
fruit
butter?
in there.
This is like you went past burning it. Like maybe
It's fruity, dare I say, almost cola-esque.
yes, it's got a little bit of cola on it, but extra burnt caramel corn.
Let's get into this.
Let's get into it. Wow. Okay. This is different. I'm not getting a normal MGP.
Oh, wow.
You know how like MGP has like some qualities that you can like, oh, that's
really good, though.
this is different though.
This
Okay,
so this is darker fruits.
much darker.
But not quite plum. It's still in the mid-fruit of
It's like stewed fruits because there's something different. It's not like it's
or a baked fruit.
Yeah. Like it's not like you just bit into a fresh fruit. It's been like cooked
Reduced.
down and reduced. This is something, and it's got a char on it, but there's a, it's not a bitterness, but there's something there though that I'm not sure.
Okay.
Wait,
Okay, so I got like a cherry sensation, but not quite cherry, and then it went like a dark chocolate cherry. Dark chocolate cherry, but then when it went to the bitter finish, just a teensy bitterness.
it almost has slightly nutty. Slight.
I'm getting coffee grounds.
You're getting coffee?
Just
grounds?
a tinge. Tinge?
Okay, maybe that's what I'm like. I'm not sure what that is.
So have you accidentally had a big gulp of coffee and it was the last of your cup and you got grounds because your filter slipped in? Happens to me. Because you're doing a drip coffee, you're not fancy and doing a pour over. You know what I mean? Just regular coffee.
I could see that.
Like get a little coffee
Yeah.
grounds.
Yeah, but it
Just
has
a little.
the char on it though is still there for me, and it's not smoky, but it's got like, I don't know. I really want to know what the stave on this is, because if this is not like a char level 4 or even a craft distiller's number 5 char, I would be so surprised.
I'm starting to get the chariness you're talking about.
Yeah, like this is. But I wonder what the mash bill. If it's just a standard mash bill, I'm assuming, but I'm not getting so much rice spice on it because the sweetness,
The sweet fruit char takes
you're
over.
getting some baking spices on it, but that's to be expected, right? But I'm not getting like more of a higher spice factor considering it's barrel strength, you know, and
I'm not getting a lot of spices, to be honest. I'm getting a lot of
slight tingle baking spice.
I'm getting a lot of like wood influenced char on the fruit.
All I can think about is char on this palette is all I'm getting.
Yeah.
And those coffee grinds that you mentioned.
Yeah.
It's not drinking black coffee, but I know you're talking about when you have the grinds in your mouth and you start chewing them.
Yeah, minus the horrible texture.
Yeah, minus that. So that's a bonus.
Yeah.
I actually like it though. This is not like an MGP pour that I've ever had, actually. This is different. If I were to blind this with someone, they might not pick this out as MGP. There's something different about this.
So I think MGP starts to get into its groove after 7, 8 years. 8 years old, I would say. 7, 8 years old. Every once in a while you can have this outstanding honey barrel that comes in at 4 or 5 years old. But most of the bourbons that are MGP that I've had around those ages are a teensy bit more floral than I care for. There's almost like a lightness on the mid palate, and on this palate, that lightness is replaced by a little charry bitterness. And just I don't know if it's my personality, but I prefer the little bitterness. Yeah, who knows? But I'm really digging this MGP. I don't
like this bottle.
I wasn't expecting to like this as much as I do.
Yeah. And I think if you see one out there, I don't know if they're all like this, but I would not hesitate to purchase another one. at all.
If it's 8 years old,
Yeah.
and it's sub $100, like
$79.99.
$80 for 8-year-old
Yeah.
MGP, that's a buy all day for me. It is creeping up, like you said. The price is just.
It is.
So if you like MGP and you are like noticing the uncomfortable prices of different products, hit up this, grab a Backbone bourbon and see if you're digging the barrels that they're getting. We are so far. We've had a Backbone bourbon before, but it was a blend, and I thought it was
Decades Down.
It was good, super drinkable. Decades Down review right here. It was good, but it was a little thin, and it was overpriced.
For the price point.
It was a finished whiskey.
25% of the blend was finished in sherry cask, but it didn't come out on the palate at all.
Super light.
Yeah.
So I don't know. For me, for MGP right now, this is where I'm going to be starting to look.
Yeah, I mean,
If I
like
want
this.
MGP.
This is like Carnival in a glass right here. It's like that burnt caramel popcorn with a little buttery oilness to it. But it also has sort of like, you know, that baking molasses where it's not like super sweet until you cook with it. And it's like there's something different. And that coffee grind thing right there.
Right in the back.
It's right before, no, to me it's before when it gets to the char. It ends on a char for me.
I'm having a flavor, what do you call it?
No,
Experience.
you picked up the coffee grinds. I would never find it. I'm like, there's something there now.
So sometimes my pour, sometimes when I taste it, I get a little cherry. Sometimes I get a little more barrel. Sometimes I get a little more. It's one of those. It gives a teensy bit of evolving on the palate when I go back, and my palate will pick out a note a little bit more the next time and then the next time.
It's just stewed fruits.
So
for
it's
me.
just there's a lot of fruit on the front palate, and thankfully I'm digging when I'm digging those fruits.
I like this. If you see it, end of story. Just grab it. It's amazing. Now I think we need to do research. Are they all like this?
I think yes.
We should find out.
Yes.
We should find out.
Have you guys had a chance to try Backbone Bourbon Uncut? Not just the Justin's House of Bourbon pick, which is fantastic, but any of the uncuts. Please give us your notes in the comment section below. Tell us, what do you think of what barrels that Backbone is getting? And while you're down there, hit that thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and turn on those notifications so you can join us in our next video. And in the meantime, we'll just be doing more research.
Research.
I don't know about you, but okay, I fancy this whiskey.
You enjoy yours.
Cheers.